about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not ready.
Hello friends and enemies. Welcome back to Happy For Now. It's me Isabel here with my next KU check-in. So big caveat here, I have done a massive swap out on all of my books I've checked out. I was watching Heather over at Hia Booktubes and she said for your book slump you should just like swap a bunch of stuff out, and that is exactly what I did. Not because I was slumping, but because I wasn't going to the books I had checked out. So I thought, you know what? Let's do a clear out, because as you're watching this, I will have just returned from vacation and I knew that I wanted to pick stuff to read on my trip that I would reach for and enjoy, not things that like had been sitting there for months necessarily. So I hope you're excited for the, I think 19 books I have checked out right now. I don't actually have the full 20 checked out. I'm trying to limit myself. My goal actually is to like honestly have a rotation of 15 for as long as this like 20 checkout thing lasts. Who knows? But as always, let's just jump right into it. I will tell you what I do know. I don't like to go into my books knowing too much information, but I'm excited about a lot of these. And we're gonna go in order of my newest checkouts to my oldest. So first up, we have Witching Moon. This is a sapphic witch romance, and that's all I needed. Like, let's be honest, that's all I needed. I saw this last year and I wanted to pick it up, and I might actually pick it up on Hoopla. I'm not positive yet, but I do have it checked out to potentially read. I heard it was really, really cute. I know Tamika read it last year and really, really liked it, so I'm excited to dive in. Then I have Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This is a Peter Pan inspired story, and y'all don't know this, I'm at Disney. Like, while I'm filming this, I will be at Disney, or I've just gotten back from Disney when you see it. So I wanted to take a fairy tale inspired book with me, and I thought Hooked sounded really good. I know Tori over at Novel Life really liked this, and it sounded really dark and twisted, so I was like, cool, let's do it. The next three are part of one Motorcycle Club series, which is called The Steel Bones Motorcycle Club by Kate C. Wells. I read the first book, Charge, a while ago, and I really want to finish this series, and everyone else I know that read it like blew through the entire series, and I think I'm ready to. So because of my trip, I knew I wanted stuff like this that was like really readable and like wouldn't want to put down necessarily. So I have checked out Nickel, Scrap, and Plum from Kate C. Wells. These are books 2, 3, and 4 in that series. I'm hoping to get through them while I'm gone, and I'm really excited about it because honestly I loved Charge, and everyone else I know that has read the series loved it immensely and like flew through them all, and I was like, oh, I want to wait. I don't want to be out of Kate C. Wells books, but I'm kind of at the point where like I want to be out of Kate C. Wells books, so hopefully I will plow through that whole series. Then we have Bound in Stone by Stephanie Simpson. I know nothing about this. This is one of the books that was part of the Monster Anthology and that got canceled, and I talked about that in Romancelandia Monthly if you're curious. The next couple are all from that. So I have that checked out. I would like to read it. I'm thinking I will have a video for you early November where I review and like tell you about every single one of these. So I have that checked out. I have Strange Visits by Kat Turner, same situation here. And then A Mirror Monster on My Wall by Tam Nickniven, I think. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. That is also same situation as the other two. I'm very curious to see what I think of them, but I don't know a lot, and I'm trying to go in with minimal knowledge to just kind of be swept off my feet a little in excitement. Then I have Hold by Claire Kent. So I listened to the Bonkers Romance podcast. Check it out if you're interested. They literally talk about bonkers romances. This was a recent episode, and when I listened to them talk about this book, I honestly was like, holy crap, I want to read this. So this is about a woman who, if you commit a crime, you just get sent to this prison planet. She gets sent there, and this guard kind of has a crush on her, is trying to help her out, and in doing so tells her to pick the strongest man. She does, and she ends up with him in his like in the cage that he has, like a cell. And they end up escaping together, and it just sounded really, really cute and sweet in a weird way for a heavy-hitting like kind of topic that could be really dark. I don't know, the way they described it on the podcast, I was like, I've got to read this immediately. So here I am with it checked out. Then we have Her Vigilante by Lillian Lark. I will talk about Stalked by the Kraken in the next section, but I loved it so much that I immediately went and got Her Vigilante checked out because I need more Lillian Lark in my life, like immediately. I also still have I Married a Naga by Regine Abel checked out, and I'm hoping to read that this like very soon, because again, I'm still in this monster like loving phase like everyone else, big time, and I'm living for it. I don't know much about this. I know it's about a girl who's like hunting on land she shouldn't be hunting on, I believe, so I'm very curious to see how that plays out. I also got Unhinged by Onley James. I saw Jesson, Jen, and I think Tori talk about this series on Instagram. I know they've talked about it on YouTube too, and I was like, I'm gonna try this. This sounds interesting. Oh, and Crystal. I think they all loved it, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this a go. I also have, all I know is I think it's like a psychopath MM romance. That's all I got. I love this cover, like they're stunning, so I'm really curious to see what I think of them. Also got That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming. I had this checked out last time. All I know is it's about a girl like who's like gets drunk and a demon was like trying to do a curse or something and she interrupts it and it's like a disaster. It sounds adorable. I also have Stolen Air by Sophie Lark. I am working my way through Sophie Lark's backlist and I am about ready to dive in. I'm finishing another Mafia series right now, and then as soon as I'm done with that, I want to work on Sophie Lark's. So yeah, that's book 2 in the series. I don't know a lot about it, but I'm interested to read it. Then we have Maybe One More Time by Christina C. Jones, which I keep putting off because it's the last book in the Vegas Night series, which honestly has probably been my favorite of her series that I've read so far, but I also still need to finish the Love Sisters. But I would like to finish this series up and then go loop back over to the Love Sisters and finish them and just keep on my Christina C. Jones journey. I also have Carnal Urges by J.T. Gessinger. I want to read this ASAP because obviously we ended on a, well, you don't know this, we ended on a cliffhanger about this couple in book 1, and I need to know what happened, but I just haven't been in the place for this. Priceless by Miranda Silver. I don't know a lot about, I just know everyone on TikTok, or on TikTok, no. A lot of people I follow on Twitter loved it and have been telling me I need to read it, so I know I need to prioritize this book ASAP. I also have Rebellion by Saban Davis. This is book 2. The first book is really dark and twisted. I just have to be in like the perfect mood to read high school dark romance, if that makes sense, and I always like age them up in my head, which like doesn't make it, I don't know. I'm very torn on this whole like weird new adult subgenre with like high schoolers, but I kind of need to know what happens, so it's on the list. Then we have A Ladies of Rooksgrave Manor by Catherine Moon. It's on my TBR right now in this video, but if I have not read that book by next month's check-in for Smutathon, the Paranormal Smutathon, kick my ass. You have permission. Let's talk about all the books I've read though. So I did really good. I checked out a lot of stuff and read it and returned it in the last month. So first of all, we have The Risk by S.T. Abbey. This is a serial killer romance. We follow a female serial killer who is falling in love with her an FBI agent. And it's 100 pages and it was really, really good. Super recommend. I also read Games We Play by Dana Isley. This is a corpse husband fanfic, kind of. And I say that with love because this book was so good. It is so smutty and so quick and such a great read. There's puppy play, which I like didn't. Listen, I don't love it. It's not like something I'm gonna seek out, but I was like, okay, I can deal with this. And this was really, really great. I do want to put a big content warning around 80% mark for a whole discussion on suicide and eating disorders and things like that. So proceed with caution if you are not in a space to handle that, because this is not a book that looks like that's what's inside, but that is 100% what's inside of this book at one point. But otherwise, I skimmed that part personally. 5 star, like 4.5 stars, loved it. It just felt out of place, that whole discussion, from everything else happening. Then I read Girls Weekend by C.M. Nacosta. This was my members pick for the month, one of them, and this was so fun. I really, really enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars though, because I didn't like the split POV. I felt like we were split up too much between the 3 different characters. But C.M. Nacosta has been releasing artwork from this book, and oh my god, it's so good. It's on Instagram. You should go check it out. But it is so good. These orcs look so hot, which seems weird, but it worked. I just don't question it. Go look. I promise. It's worth it. I would put it here, but I feel like YouTube would yell at me, so you should go look. I'll link it for you. You're welcome. This was really, really fun though, overall. And I think it was a good time, but I think it would have been a better time if it was 3 novellas instead of 1 book, 1 novella. Yeah, I would have rather 3 like short stories or novellas, following them each individually in the relationship, than the point of view hopping that we had. Then I read No Getting Over You by M.L. Eliza. This was so fun. Wow. So first of all, if you haven't watched it yet, on Thursday a vlog went up where I read a bunch of Halloween books. This is one where I have a really fun reaction to, so I highly recommend you check it out. But I loved this book. There was a really interesting anatomy situation happening that I quite enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. I thought, like, that's interesting. I like this. I like this. I gave it 4 stars. I think it's a really solid ogre romance. It's quick, it's easy. A girl gets lost on the Appalachian Trail, falls into a pit, and lo and behold, she meets this ogre, and we go from there. Then I read Passion at Hell's Gates by Rianne Burnett. And oh boy, this is weird, but so good. Good weird. This follows a woman who is hired to be an in-home nurse for someone who is like dying basically on hospice, and finds out that there are these things in the house that want to have sex with you, and basically it's demons. And their basement is a portal to hell, and she does a ceremony and they summon the devil's right-hand man, and we get a HEA. Like, it's bonkers, but it is steaming hot and is so fun. An absolute blast. I honestly did not expect it. I gave it 5 stars. I had such a blast with this book. And I know you're like, that premise is wild. It is wild, but that's what I liked about it. Like, it just went for it. And there's nothing I want more than when I read these books with like weird plots for them to go for it. So 5 stars for going for it. Then we have The Witch's Wolves by Ellie Mae McGregor. Ugh, Ellie, I love you. I love your books. Another 5-star read for me, maybe a 4.5. This is about a girl who goes on the run into the woods. She runs into these men who are werewolf-y, and more wolf than human. And they take her into their cabin and help take care of her, and we follow them falling in love and a lot of great sex and happy little throuple family happening, and I adored it. It was just so cute. It was exactly what I wanted. It was weird in the best ways. Then I read Break Volume 1 by Lucy Smoke. So this is one where I'm gonna say don't read it. I give this 3 stars overall. I think book 1, which is just Study Break it's called, is worth a read. It was a really great reverse harem, and I enjoyed the setup. So they get trapped in the library during a snowstorm, and that leads to them all hooking up. It was her and 4 other dudes, and it was really hot and steamy and a good time. And then book 2 had some weird microaggressions that just felt weirdly out of place, and also had me like questioning location of the book. So this author is from Charleston, South Carolina, not far from where I live, and the university name she uses is almost the same name as a university by where I live. So I was just very confused sometimes, because I was like, 1, they don't have a football team like that. 2, like, they wouldn't have a snowstorm like that. That doesn't happen here, really. So I was just very confused. Very confused. If you want to read a fun college reverse harem, I say read book 1 and then just throw the rest away. Personally, that's where I landed. Book 1 was a solid 4. Book 2 was a 2. I was bored. And why boredom in a reverse harem is a red flag for me, and I don't get it. That should never happen. Then I read Abducted by the Pumpkin King by Cassie Idle, and this is another like 30-40 page novella about a girl who is dressed up for Halloween, she takes a shortcut through the woods, ends up getting kidnapped kind of / chased to the Pumpkin King. There's a house, and they have like this amazing one-night stand situation, and then the next Halloween she goes back to find him. Chef's kiss. Absolutely delightful. This one was very good, unlike some of the ones I read last year. This was solid. Then I read Stalked by the Kraken by Lillian Lark, which was another 5-star. This surprised me. First of all, I did not think I would like this book as much as I did. I thought I would like it. Like, I thought it was gonna be a 4, but honestly, I walked out just like, God, I loved this. It had insta-love, which I don't always enjoy, and I was thrilled by the insta-love, how it worked out. So we follow Gideon and Rose. Rose runs a bathhouse where they collect magic from people boning, and she's a matchmaker, and she has like lost her faith in her skills and her abilities, and Gideon helps her find them again, kind of, and regrow her confidence. and also give her like the sexual pleasures of her dreams. And there's tentacles, and honestly, if you told me that, I would have not probably wanted to read it as much as I ended up liking it. I didn't think I would like tentacles, okay? Like, I just thought that was a line I wasn't gonna cross and enjoy, but it worked really well. The sex in this is so hot and steamy and enjoyable to read. Their relationship was adorable. Now, caveat, Gideon does stalk our heroine Rose briefly in this book, so know that going in perhaps. But honestly, the way like he confesses it to her, it's no secret, and the way the plot unfolded in the storyline, it worked really, really well for me. And it's such a short book. I am honestly impressed. Again, I immediately got her Vigilante to continue reading through Lillian Lark's backlist because I really enjoyed this. And then the last thing I read was Trick and Treat by Shay Sanders. So I'm just going to group these together. They are separate books. So Trick follows characters we met in a flick between friends, and I really, really liked this one a lot. I think this was a solid 4-star. It made me laugh. It was super smutty, quick novella. Treat follows a married couple going out for Halloween, and her husband gives her a treat for Halloween, which is fulfilling one of her sexual fantasies, and it was smoking hot. First of all, smoking hot. I love books like this where they're about a married couple or an already established couple. Well, they're not married actually. And it was about an already established couple, and it was just so freaking good. And yeah, these were just really fun little quick Halloween fall themed novellas to dive into. I gave Treat 4 stars as well. Can't recommend them enough. But yeah, that is everything I read for my KU TBR. And then I do have 2 DNFs that I have, I think, mentioned in these TBRs before. I know one I have. So I did DNF 7 Sins of Snow by Loxley Savage. This came off of my KU TBR because I'm not gonna read it. I was bored 30% in. Again, I should not be bored in a reverse harem. I should be pretty engaged by the story, and I just didn't care. So I DNF'd it. And Black Sunshine by Karina Holly. This is supposed to be a dark vampire romance. I made it about 30% in also. I was just said, I'm gonna DNF this. I'm not enjoying it. I would rather read something else. So I DNF'd it. If somebody wants to campaign hard enough for me to try it again, I will. I just was bored again. I wanted more plot. I felt like it needed tightening up the storyline a little bit. It felt a little too dried out for me personally. So yeah, those are the 2 Kindle Unlimited books I DNF'd also. That's it for this Kindle Unlimited check-in. Let me know if you've read anything that was 5 stars recently on KU. And if you don't want to do that, leave me a fire emoji, because these books, I read so many good ones. I'm so excited about it. And I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. You will find links to all these books in that description box, as well as links to be my friend on the internet. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is